Welcome. I am Willie Owens. I am your host. Group 3, GT3. Wrap up at Alton Park. Welcome to Willie Owens Esports, where I broadcast races, live, replays. This particular race, we're 20-something hombres giddy up at Alton Park. This is where it all happens. Yes, that's my little setup. My little corner of the world. It's not fabulous. It's rustic. Used. Sometimes abused. This is the Woes Control Center, and we're about to begin. Uh-oh, I left something. This is a work in progress, and I just see that I left something on here that I shouldn't have. So click that off, hopefully. That didn't make a big impact. As you see the drivers, this is a replay. See the drivers already here. You see Lee, Collins, Allen. Now this race has already been broadcast, but I wanted to give it my own special flair. I like to go over and review the races and check out different things that might not have been seen. Maybe I didn't see them. I just like to go through and see what everybody was doing in the race. Let's get started. Cutting the music. What you see at the bottom too is, if you're watching this replay and you're interested in joining up eSeniors Group 3 on Fridays, 2 p.m., 1900 UTC. I believe that's also 7 o'clock London, England time. And then you see right next to that, I put in all the drivers' names, numbers, and also next to their number, how many points they have. I'm noticing that I missed a couple. That's all right. It's a work in progress. Looks like a pretty darn clean start. Let's put up the HUD right away. Number 22, Mr. PWS. Change the camera, run with him a little bit. I don't have his skin, unfortunately, yet. I downloaded all the skins. I have no idea why a lot of them are not showing. It's a mystery to me. They're kicking up everywhere here. Mr. Peter Miles. Last right now, but not least. I wanted to go back and look at something. There's the 888 Lamborghini. I want to go back and look at the start here. Wow, the other line was held back quite a bit. Ooh, wow, look at that 3 wide action. We're going to check that out. That was interesting. Then there was 3 wide action, and that one car just went skedaddling up. We're going to go back and take a look to see who that skedaddler was. Oh, I took a shot there. I know early on in the race it said that I had damage, and I was really curious to see when that happened. Okay, so that was Mr. Collins. I know he didn't do it on purpose. Let's take a look at that, though. But when you take little shots like this, it bends your rear end. It gives you aero damage. It came on right away and said I had damage. But I was able to do pretty good. Must have been pretty minor damage. Doesn't look like my spoiler had much damage there. Let's take a look. Looks like everything's in pretty good tact. I want to go back and see like who that car was. There was one car. Okay, let's see. That gray car. Who was in the gray car? There was a gray car and a black car that really they really were battling it earlier on. It looked like maybe, I won't say yep, but maybe it was Molesky? I don't know. We'll find out here in a second. So it's Sousa. Now, this gentleman was struggling with his connection, so that could have been part of it. I like to do the wrap-ups. I've always liked to do them since I joined in March. I still have original replays from... Wow, this was aggressive. So that black car right there was very much on it in the beginning here. Lauren went off, got back on. So wow, this guy, Mr. Molesky, started 10th. He was already up. He made two spots going into about the 5th turn. Good for him. Let's see where I started. 13th. By about the same point. I only made up 1 spot. Not that big a deal. There's Miles. Kind of on his own here. Let's stop real quick. We'll go right through and see where everybody is. Okay, there's your leader. Oh no, that's not your leader. What the heck? There's your lead. There was your leader, but he must have been passed already. Let's see how he got passed. Whoa! He really went for it early. That's really going for it right there. I need to get the car skins. I downloaded all the car packs. Why I don't have them, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I asked people. I liked it better when they would have one giant card pack. Now we have all these different packs. I downloaded them all, installed them, and half the cars don't even show up. So I don't even know what to say. It's kind of a little bit frustrating. All the cars are black. I don't like that at all. I'm not happy with that. Here's Newton. Looking pretty strong early is Newton. 13th. Pretty good. He's the only red car in the whole lot. It's Mr. Sousa. Glad to see Mr. Sousa back on track. Let's hope he's doing well and having a safe, healthy recovery. Mr. Allen, David Allen, Clear and Shadow Project. Peter Miles. Whoa! Got a car off to the side. Let's see what happened to him. Manuel hasn't been feeling too well of late and probably has missed out on a lot of practice time. He was getting super fast and probably hasn't been able to practice as much due to not feeling well. Betchevac already in the pits. Let's see what happened to him. He started on the second row, so he was ready and raring to go early. There he is in that black car right there. Hopefully next week I get these cars skins. I don't understand what the problem is with the car skins. It's frustrating. It's really bothering me. So there he is. He's in third place. Actually, he's in second place, it looks like there. Let's just stop real quick. Oh, he's behind Skelton. Skelton must have got by him. Let's take a look. I like to investigate. I like to see it all. Let's see how it happened. Applied to Ashley. I think he just got the jump on him when the start came. That's all. And that's it. You know, you got to go for it. You snooze, you lose, basically. It seems like to me. And that's how Blythe got in first place. I mean, he passed and Ashley really braked. Watch this chicane pass coming up. We'll skip ahead since we already saw it once. Let's look at it again. This is how he got first place. He went for it. I don't think Ashley backed off. Ashley went to defend a little and figured it was too late. And then completely backed off. As to not have an issue going into that corner. And lost first place. And then Blythe had first place for like, I don't know how many laps after that. He wanted it bad and Ashley didn't want to take the risk early on cold tires. There's Andy Skelton, who had just a really great race. By the way, the points that you see in the bottom of the screen are the points after the first race at Laguna Seca. I haven't done a wrap-up for that yet. But hopefully I'll get to that at some point. Savage was having a real nice race. Obviously had a great qualify. My teammate for the team's constructor race. See his 5th place. Hoop J. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. He had told me about this in conversation. Let's see what happened exactly. He's got the cool sparkle coat on there. Let's go back and see exactly what happened. He just got loose, it looks like. Whoa. Imagine he spun out like that and still came in, I think, 6th or 7th place overall. So right now, he just dropped to 9th. That's a heck of a job. Who's behind him? Jinx. So that's pretty much it for covering lap 1, I think. Pretty much most of the action going on. Now we're currently in lap 2. Riding with the 888. As you see, in front of him is Eric Langlois and the 462 Bentley. I really enjoy this track a lot. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. Really enjoy it. I enjoy it with cars or without cars. Either way, I'm good. See, Miles already is moving his way up. Let's see how he's moved up. He's about to pass Allen. As you see, that was... Who was that he just passed? That was... It says he passed Collins. Where's Worth? Oh, there's Worth. So Worth was up to 13th. Where's Worth? Oh, no, he was... Okay, that's the other... There's 2 PWS guys. There's Newton and Worth. I need to get these guys car skins. And I know these guys love the team stuff, but I'd love to see them use their country since it's in an international league. eSeniors GT3 World Championship. I'd love to see them use... They got PWS on their cars. I like to see them use the country they're from over their head and their coat and their name. I'm just going to keep saying that over and over. There's Pachaya and the other Lambo. There's 2 Lambos in this race. There goes Bekovac. I think he was damaged already. I'm not sure what the reason why he just didn't repair and get back on the track. He's really wrecked. See why he's going so slow here. His car is really damaged. Look at that. It's really bent up. And he goes into the pits. Whoa! As I'm doing this, I also want to check out like what went on in my race. Did I make any mistakes? I didn't have any runoffs. I came close to hitting somebody once, I think, during the race. But I had a pretty chill race. Like I didn't I just kind of waited for people to make mistakes in this race. Rather than try and make things happen, I didn't try and push anyone into anything or making mistakes. I pretty much tried to race the track rather than other cars. Right behind me, I have Jay Collins. Not sure who that was. Let's see. And why did they slow down so much? That was... Oh, okay. That was the Porsche who had already had trouble. It was very nice of him to keep so clean and stay out of other people's way. I personally really appreciate when people do that. Again, not trying to do anything crazy or race above my talent level. We just had a car go off there. That might have been... Yeah, that was Hoop J. So we picked up a position there. One person who did really, really great in this race. They all did great. I mean, look at Stewart was in 50, won the race. Banks in 6th did just an absolutely fantastic job. Molesky, where is he? He found some speed between practice and the race too. I saw him on the days coming up, and he wasn't showing his cards because he wasn't this fast in the practice times coming up to this point. So at this point, you have Beck Avec in the pits. Mr. Worth in 22nd. Collins in 21st. Peter Miles, who started in the pits, has worked his way up to 20th. Allen, good to see him racing, in 19th. Pechaya in 18th. Manuel Sousa in number 30 and 17th. Benny Homestead in 16th. Andy Lees, great to see him on track again, in 15th. Kevin Torrance driving the Mercedes, which I haven't seen him race that before. Newton in 13th. Jenks, who I think used to race the Audi, now is in the BMW, 12th. Hoop J, 11th. Owens, 10th. Langelos, Lorem, Molesky, Banks, who just did absolute outstanding job in this race, I think. It was Banks. Savage also did a great job. Skelton, great job. Steadily improving driver. Ashley, who I don't really know very well or don't know much of him, but obviously he's very fast. And David Blythe in first place. We showed how he got into first place as well. Now this guy right here made a great run as well, I think. I think he moved up as the race went on. Could be wrong, but Seems like he did. Let's ride with him a little bit. He's looking to pass Kevin Torrance. Looks like Pachaya just moved up a spot. No, this is a Miles and Allen fighting for what looks to be 18th place. I think he's got him. Gets up on the curb and still holds on to it. Really great job there. That could have been easily a disaster. Looks like right there, Pachaya got by Allen as well. Looks like Allen lost 2 places there. There's Newton, Holmstadt, and Torrance battling it out. There he goes. He's got him. I want to stop it right there because we're on lap 3. And something happened to me that was really weird in this race. I want to show it. Okay, I was behind Langelos. I'm going to explain exactly what happened. And I'm going to slow it down right here. Now he goes to the out exactly where he's supposed to be. But I felt like I had a little run on him. So I go to the what I consider the outside. About at that white sign I usually brake. He's braking. And then he came across to my side there. The road. I mean, I was on that side of the road. Let's look from this angle. And it didn't make any noise that I hit him. And then it turned out that he was lagging during the race. But I wasn't planning on trying to pass him at all. Oh, you didn't get it from that. We don't have it from that view. That isn't good. There we go. We'll go with this view. Watch. He comes over far to the left instead of trying to make the shallow turn. See, and I'm pretty far back from him. And then he just... I mean, first of all, he came into my lane, and I wasn't trying to change lanes or anything like that. I was going to let him make a shallow pass. I would have braked off and gave him plenty of room. But he just slid off the track. I mean, personally, I'm sorry that happened to him, but I don't think it had anything to do with me. And if anything, if it wasn't lag, he came into my lane in front of me. Actually, you see, it kind of threw me off mentally a little bit. I don't know if I felt a little bad or what, but it messed me up a little bit. And then Lorem gets by me. Because I'm like, the accident's still in my head, which I have to get over that. And I'm like, man, should I wait for him? Did I do something wrong? Which apparently, after watching the video, I 100% didn't do anything wrong. I was in my lane, and he came across into my lane. Even if I did hit him, it would have been his fault for coming in my lane. So Lorem is now trying to catch up to Molesky. Now Lorem was very, very fast. I saw him practice during the week. Very fast guy. I'm surprised he wasn't up in these top 3 or 4, really. And myself, I qualified in practice. The practice qualifiers prior to the race, I was down into almost the 135s. I didn't get the 135, but I was pretty close. And I expected myself to be somewhere in the top 8. Instead, I started 14th. So I couldn't find a gap, and I completely choked. I crashed. My game crashed right before qualify started. So I missed like the first 3 or 4 minutes, I think it was, of qualifying. Let's go up and take a look. There's Molesky. There's Banks. Stewart. And then there's a huge gap to Skelton. He's got a huge cushion. Ashley and Blythe. Keep an eye on these guys. Well, we're going to go to the back. Porsche got to stop and go. He's done for a race. Collins. What's really cool about this is that I think these guys in the back probably had a lot of fun racing each other too. And what's really weird for me is to talk about guys in the back, and I'm not particularly in the back in this race, which I'm used to being in the back all the time. So it's kind of weird for me to say, guys in the back. I picture myself to be a guy in the back. Here's Pichaya. Then Allen. And Allen's gaining on Newton. And in front of Newton already, Miles. I don't know why a blue flag is. Why is a blue flag there? I don't know why that was showing a blue flag. Was someone already a lap down there? Oh, that's weird. So anyways, Miles, who started from the pits, is already up to 15th place. He's just flying. Best lap, 139.5. Almost a half second faster than Torrance. Homestead's doing 137s. Lee's 139s. Whoa! How'd Lorem get... He was ahead of me. How did he... Let's go back. Yeah, see, he had passed me. So 138.6. Last was 130. Oh, wow. Right there. And you know what? This was very common to happen. This is a very common thing to happen on this track for the McLaren. We saw it in all the group races. Group 1, 2, and 3, the McLaren probably spun out more than any other car. And I drove the McLaren in the constructors race on, I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember now. And it was a horrible experience. I had a really tough time. It felt like driving a Bronco, bronking buck. That's what it felt like to me. So that's what happened to that poor guy, and he was pretty fast. It's a shame. Look at that. His best was a 137, which is way faster than ever. Well, no, I guess I was doing okay, though. My last lap by following him was a 137 something. So now I'm behind Savage, but man, there's a huge gap between me and Savage. And there's a pretty good gap between Savage and Molesky. And then you have Banks, who's just killing it. Look at that. 137.210. Great track for the Porsche. Porsche just killed it all week long on this track. We saw it in all the races. Very steady on this track. Bird did a good job on in the group. He was very fast in the group 1 race. Ian McFarlane was very, very fast. In the Group 2 race, something happened to him. I can't remember what, but he had a great race. All the Porsches extremely strong. And that's BB Stewart, Andy Skelton, and these two guys having a great race up here. And now we're almost to lap 6 already. Time's flying by. We're going to skip ahead. I like to keep this down to like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 60 minutes. Definitely under an hour for this wrap up. I hope you all enjoy it. I don't know if I'll get people watching or not, but we'll see. See, they already had the live race. So I don't know if people will want to watch the wrap up or not, but I'm going to do it anyway because I wanted to review the race. So now Peter Miles not only is up to 14th place, he's gaining rapidly on Andy Lees. Andy Lees has gotten by Lorem, who has a damaged car. Or maybe it was Lauren that was catching Andy Lees. I'm not sure. There's Jenks in 10th. Hoop J is moving up, and he has actually caught the 888. He's doing 137.111, while the car in front of him is doing 137.6. By the way, this race, I named my team Team Ukraine. This was on the Friday race before everybody started changing their colors and everything to blue and yellow. Also, Hoop J, Free Ukraine team. People were starting to do this already by Friday. See if anybody else did it. Whoa! Sousa is now in the garage. Let's see what happened. So already Langelos, with his connection problems, it's causing him great difficulty. He's dropped down to 22nd. And Sousa trying to figure out what happened to him. Oh, he just got loose here for the second time in the same spot. So now we know what happened to him. Worth is plugging along. Workman style like effort in 20th place. Just keep plugging, Worth. I don't know if you're watching this, but keep plugging. Keep practicing. Keep plugging. Shame that James Parks couldn't be in this race. This would be a great race for him. Collins, 19th. Allen and Torrance looks like they'd be having a battle. Pachaya in 16th. Newton in 15th. Miles, 14th. Putting pressure on Lorem. Whoa! He's going for the gusto. Just ahead of him is Benny Holmstadt. There's Jenks. Hoop J. Hoop J was very fast. He'd like catch up to me and then fall back, catch up to me and fall back. I'm very grateful that he raced me very, very clean. Something I won't forget, which I told him. Savage, Banks, Molesky. See, Molesky is now caught up a little bit to Stewart and Skelton. And Skelton who had a big cushion, has the cushion cut away by, as you see, Stewart was probably had the fastest lap in the race. He was in 136s in there. Blythe's got a nice cushion there. We're going to skip up a little bit here. Okay, Jenks has received the 30-second penalty. I don't think I'm going to dive too much into that. I'll go back a little bit, but I have no idea what happened to him. We're going to skip a lap. We're going to skip 2 laps. Miles has now moved up to 12th. Look at Newton, 13th place. Wow. With a 137.1. He was just on fire. Torrance goes off. And it looks like he's lost his spot to Allen. And he has Collins not far behind. Worth is getting passed by Lee. That's for position. We're going to skip up another lap. Okay, now we're going to go back. This was unfortunate. So Ashley, who was in second right here, that's Blythe in front of him. Blue flags waving. Let's take a look. I want to take a look. Went the wrong way. Blythe and Jenks. We're going to go with a helicopter view. Five seconds. All right. Here's the issue. I found it. Jenks had just served his penalty, is coming out of the pits in front of the leader. At the pits, right? Okay. Let's change Blythe's view. It comes out right in front of the leaders. And you saw the blue flags waving. He's holding up the leader, which is perfectly legal in regular GT racing. Not the best thing to do, but perfectly legal. He's holding up the leaders all the way down the straight. Oh, and Ashley goes off. Sometimes it's harder to go slower. Now he lets him by. So, you know, the BMW is extremely easy car to drive. It's somewhat like driving a Cadillac down Interstate I-95 or Merritt Parkway on a Sunday. Ridiculously easy car to drive, and almost everybody that drives the BMW is almost a second or two faster in the BMW than they are in other cars. So it's very, very hard to be shaky. If you're shaky in a BMW, it means you're trying to drive it too fast. See Hoop J in 8th place. Ashley's fallen back to ninth, but he's very fast. As you see, he was in the mid 136s. Miles now pressuring Lorem again. We're going to skip up a lap. Still pressuring. Go back. Right here. Okay, we're racing with the leader again. Leader is coming up on Savage. Who is now oh no, sorry. Let's go back. Alright, here we are. Now here's the leader. Lap 13. And this. This was really, really bad. I don't understand why if someone, and I don't mean to call out another driver, but I don't understand why your connection is that bad that you attempt to continue to race. If almost that, this reason alone is a great reason to have at least one steward to check on people's connections and keep an eye on them, so that if something like this happens, they automatically disconnect that person from the race. This poor guy, the number 57, had his race and possibly his, I don't know if it was first win, but this would have been a really big win for him, and his race completely ruined. Like hours and hours and hours practicing out the door. I mean, he really completely ripped off. He got hit from the side is what happened. Let's look from the other car. He's turning. I don't know what he's doing even. He stopped for one thing. Wow. And he didn't even knock down the pilings. There goes Jenks. Hits Blythe again. Blythe gets hit by Jenks. He's got his brakes full on. Brakes, brakes, brakes. He just goes into a giant slide. And now you got this pile up. It's amazing that this didn't get worse. Look at that. You got a triangle of cars. Here comes another guy. It's great that all these other guys had great patience. Who are these other drivers? We need to say good things about them. So it's Andy Skelton coming through, followed by Molesky, and then Stewart, then Banks. Right now, probably would have been a good thing to do. It's hard to think about it when it's happening, but put it in reverse back off the track so you're away from danger. Turn out and start coming this way, so you're not losing precious seconds. I've learned that at a couple tracks now. You're much better off handling that way rather than just waiting, because you're just losing. Look at the time ticking. Watch this. Watch. I'll go back 5 seconds. 1,000. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000, 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, 15,000, 16,000, 17,000. So now he's lost 18 seconds and 5 spots. That is just brutal. And right at this point, I know where he is. And it's hard to, like, right now you're thinking mentally, like, holy shit, what just happened? And you're thinking about what happened rather than what's in front of you. And that's a thing as a driver you need to learn. And I'm trying to work through that. You have to live in the minute or the second rather than, you can't live at what's behind you already. You need to just completely focus on what's ahead of you. And it's really hard to refocus. And now what happens is he's probably calm, cool, and collected again by now. But now he's trying to push to make up the time lost. He's already in 6th. He's like, ah, man, I had first place is mine. I want first place back. And the same exact place he went off. Loses 2 more spots. It's like poking holes in a dam. And now he's got Ashley, who just turned to 136 the last lap, trying to make up ground as well. Now let's just take time and go back and look. Oh, okay, so Beck and Vac did get back eventually on the track. That's cool. Sousa, 21st. Jenks, 20th. Jenks was not slow. It just, I don't know what happened to him. There's Allen in 18th. Collins leads in 16th. Torrance by himself. Everyone's starting to spread out. Pichaya has caught up to Miles. So it's Lamborghini versus... Oh no, Miles is ahead. He just passed Newton. So it's Lamborghini, Aston, then Porsche. And Porsche is trying to get by Lorem. Oh, there was contact right there. Let's stop that. Let's take a look at this. I remember during the race seeing this and thinking that, I don't know if someone said something, but there was kind of a flare that looked like maybe it was Miles, or maybe it was a different incident. But let's take a look at this. I want to take a very close look. We're going to slow it down to 0.05. Miles is way, way over. Now Newton's way, way over. His tire is almost on the grass. Let's look inside the car. Now let's look inside Miles' car. Doesn't show his... Doesn't really give a good show on his... There we go. Well, that's Lorem. That's not Miles. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. He's pretty straight. His wheel's nice and straight. He got tapped. They're running side by side right now. You can see the green of Miles' Porsche through the window of Newton. Also, the thing to look at is Newton's wheel is tilted at almost like 11:45. You see his wheel tilted. He's not at 12 o'clock. He's in between somewhere. Like, that's quite an angle he's got going. Let's slow it down a little more. And he's kind of turned into Miles. They're still next to each other. Let's go outside of them. And they're on top of each other there. Wow, look at that. That's hard to say, really. Let's take a look at Miles' wheel. He looks like he's just got his wheel straight. Oh, wait, there was a shot right there. We'll reverse it a little bit. Let's get it off reverse. Okay, it happens after the sign. They go back out to the outside of the track. You saw Miles' wheel was straight. Back just a little bit. Oh, here's another thing. Miles was not the one passing in this situation. The other guy was passing. And the reason why is look how far back he is. He doesn't have a lot of room to pass here. And really is almost getting too racy. Too much pushing the edge here, I think. And this is, if you're the inside car and you have the line, you usually generally push out. Because look where Lorem is heading right now. Also, again, the wheel is headed towards the left. Let's see. I want to look at something. Let's look at the cars again. They're even. Got the cars again. Even. Right there, they hit. Man, that is a tough one. Really tough. I mean, the one passing is the 5 car. He's got to pass clean. And to me, it looks like the 5 drove over on the Porsche. Porsche goes off. He's trying to hold on for his dear life. Then he gets hit again. It causes another car to take a hit. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We'll find out here in a second if there was a live penalty on this. I'm very curious to see if there was a live penalty on this. Who's the other car there? Oh, Pachaya, who really got screwed there majorly. He was having a nice run, and he got taken out. What a shame. The other thing is about this. Let's take a look at this. So, Miles gets hit. He's gassing, brake, gas, gassing. He gassed up into the other car after being off track. So that might be the penalty that he got. I don't know. Just wondering. In my opinion, if Miles got a penalty for coming off the track after being hit by a car trying to pass him, what's he doing here? Oh, this is a big no-no. Whoa! That was close. So, I don't know if it's allowed to back up. I don't know if that's in the rules or not, but number one, it's my feeling that the car trying to pass Miles in a bad spot, and I think that incident is on him. The second incident is on Miles. So, in my opinion, Miles should get a penalty, and so should the car that was trying to pass him. Because for that, where was it? Worth? Who is it that tried to pass him? Now I forget. Newton. Okay, so Newton keeps going, right? So, in my opinion, he should have backed out there and he gains another spot. Who is that he just passed? Bechevac, okay. So, a lot went on right there. And during all this, Molesky takes first place. Kind of missed a lot here. Oh, here's Molesky with Skeleton. Skeleton runs off. Comes back on track. It's good that he didn't make his car too wide there because that would have been awkward. And now he's got black banks all over him. We're going to skip up a little bit. We're going to speed this up. So right now we have Langelos pretty much out, I think. Yeah. Bekavec's on the track. Sousa's on the track. Worth's 19th. Allen, Collins, Lee's 16th. Torrance 15th. Pachaya, who was having a wonderful race, still has 14th even though he had an incident. He might have been out farther if they didn't have the incident. Let's slow this down a little bit. You see Pachaya. Whoops. Is behind Newton. That's for position right there. And in front of them is Miles, who, even though he pitted, I think is on this. He's still on the lead lap. So he had a pretty good pit. These guys had a pretty nice race back here, it looks like. Oh, wow, you gotta be kidding me. Is this the same? Wait a minute. Oh, they were in the same position. Okay. We can go ahead now. Sorry. So, Pachaya now falls all the way to 18th. That's what happened. What a shame. He had a great run going there in 14th. Very clean race it seemed to be. And lost 4 positions. This is what I always say. Incidents breed incidents. That's what's happened here. Ashley, Blythe, Hoop J. And for me, I was starting to feel these guys behind me. And I had been really just conserving. Seriously conserving. I turned my TC up to 5 at some point in the last couple laps. And then I was like, time for me to turn it up. There was like, what? Let's see. 7 laps to go. I still had good tires. And I just, at that point, was like, time for me to turn it up. Unfortunately, I think I turned it up too late. As you'll see, I start to catch Savage. Started to pull away from Hoop J a little bit. There's Ashley behind Hoop J. He's still doing 136s. This guy was just flying. If the race lasted another 15 minutes, he would have caught and passed a few more people, I think. He was definitely the fastest guy on the track. There's no doubt. And he raced very patient. I tipped my hat off to Ashley. And there's Miles. He just got the 30-second penalty right there. And it'd be interesting to see why he got the 30-second penalty. I can't wait. I'm very interested in seeing why. Was it that he ran into another car, or was it his off track coming back on the track hitting Pachaya? Unfortunately, this penalty is not going to help Pachaya get his places back. Now, the race earlier in the week, right here, one car, 2 cars went in the corner here. One car dive bombed the other car right in front of me. And right here, right where these cars are, they were pushing each other. And I decided to go across the track rather than go on the track and take a chance in running into them. I came across the track. And another car was right here. I came across onto the track, and I was already up to where almost the piling was. I had been on the track for almost 6 or 7 seconds. And this car that was in where I am right now just gassed up right into me, never slowed down or anything, and plowed right into me. And it should be interesting to see, since I was trying to avoid an incident, I came back on track totally in control of my car, yet someone plowed me. It should be interesting what the verdict is on that. Because I actually put in an appeal about getting my car crunched because I was being patient and clean and avoiding someone else's incident, and then the person behind me was not patient and just plowed right into me. That person offered to apologize to me, which was very nice of him, but He said you weren't very clean coming back on the track. Well, I avoided two possible incident that he could have been collected in. And then when I came back on the track, he didn't give me any room. So there's a give and take there. And it should be interesting how the stewards look at that. Because I think you should be given some leniency when you're trying to avoid an incident and also protect the driver behind you, yet that driver plows into you. And when they had 6 to 7 seconds to stop or avoid the incident. Banks just having a knockout Babe Ruth type race. Skelton has made a few mistakes. Could easily be winning this race. He was really great. Ashley's just being patient with other people. Doing 137.2s. Hooche 137.7. So Ashley's kind of being patient there. That lap right there, on lap 24, was my fastest lap of the race. I realized it was go time. And it was either move out or lose 3 places. So I decided to kick it up and take a chance on using up tires or whatever I had to do. There's Miles, Collins, Perchaya, Worth, Jenks, Allen, Lees, Torrance, Lorem, Blythe, 9th, crying shame. Ashley too. I mean, he had a weird incident that cost him all those spots. It was mostly due he had to slow up for a lap car in front of him, and it caused him. He got loose and spun off the track. You know, shit happens. In real life GT racing, it's the same thing. There's blue flags, and you come up on blue flags as a faster car. And in real life GT racing, they don't have to move if they don't want to. That's the way it is. This is not F1. This is GT racing. We're going to skip ahead. See Molesky in first place. Right here, Molesky unfortunately goes off and hits the wall. He had run a terrific race. Now remember, Molesky was that black car in the beginning that passed the gray car and really moved out in the beginning, and that actually helped him. Those were less cars he had to pass, you know, in the middle of the race, and that really put him in a great position. But, you know, you have to be able to make those kind of passes, and a BMW is a great handling car and easy to make. You know, I think easy to make because its way it grips the road. It's got overabundance of grip. And I've seen BMW's cars just bounce off them, and the BMW goes on just like nothing happened. So if you run a high wing on a BMW and you know, move your cambers all the way to the left, you're just gonna grip the road like crazy. Savage quite a ways in front of me. Banks, great job. Skelton, great job. Molesky, great job. Bekovacs retired. Sousa and I'm not sure who that was. Collins, Pachaya, Worth, Jenks, Allen, Torrance. And now we're on lap 27. And Stewart pretty much has this race under control. 2 laps to go. Molesky, what happened to him is what happens after you have a wreck. It's hard to like get back in the groove again. Skeleton's on him. He goes off, gets loose, gets back in the groove, and Skeleton, smart in the back out there, is ready to go. Like rock and roll, let's go. I want 3rd place. Here you go. Oh, no! Oh, I didn't see this during the race. Let's go to the overhead. We're going to slow this way down. And we'll go inside. Let's go inside the 65. And we'll get rid of the HUD. Bam! Wow. There's going to probably be penalty points for that. There's a 65 on the outside. That is a tough place to pass. I will say that. But ifs and buts and candy or nuts. Let's see. He was already... let's go. Let's see. Alexis has a really nice run on him. He's got the outside. Molesky stays at the outside because he's not sure. You know, he has, this is the passer right here. He doesn't have position. This guy, this is what I always say. I go over this all the time. I don't think it's, I'm going to look at this closely, but I don't think it's his fault. It should be another interesting thing how the stewards do this. All right, you see, he's already turning into the curve. We'll go back a little bit. Okay, we're coming up on that bend. As you see, the 65 is completely in his blind spot. The 65, this is a turn right here, okay? This is not a straight. This is considered a bend, and it's a turn. So when the straight ends, I'll show you where the straight ends. Okay, they're on a straight, right? Straight, 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 straight. There's your bend right there. See where the road, you're right where my cursor is where the straight ends. And going into the turn, this car has already started his turn. This car, the inside car, the 65, does not have position. Look at that. Look at that. When he starts his turn in and he's in the groove, he is not in, this guy's not in the groove. He's starting his turn in and he hits him. He's also in his blind spot. It's what they call a racing vortex. And this is a horrible place to pass. It may feel like you're in the right, but you're not in the right because that straight ends right here. This is a curve. It's treated as every other curve, even though it's a bend. It's still a bend. It's a 45 degree, 50-degree angle instead of a, a L shape or a 60-degree angle. Look at that. That shows it. This car was in front of the other car. This is a semi dive bomb, really. Look at that. His front bumper is into this guy's passenger side. He didn't make the A pillar. He can't even see the other driver. The other driver's completely in his blind spot because he's turning into the turn. This is what you call a reverse dive bomb, because like the other type of dive bomb, you could almost see the other car, but this is a right hand. Usually dive bombs are on a big sweeping turn, but this is just as much a dive bomb. And if I was the steward here, I would give the penalty to the 65, not the BMW. 100%. And that's the way, if you look at the SCCA rulebook or any GT racing rulebook, they'll tell you if the car doesn't have position before the bend, it's the other guy. The other guy's still the passer. If the other guy is still the passer and he hits the other car and the other car loses control, it's the passer's fault. That's how you break down an incident. And bam. And it killed their two cars. Banks gets through. Muskie's trying to get back on. He's struggling. Doing his best. He just can't. He's trying as hard as he could to get it together. There goes Savage. There's only 1 3/4 a lap left. 65 pulls it together. Man, I wish I was up there. I would have been pushing that hard. Gonna turn it up to 2. I'm not a steward, so it doesn't matter what I say, but I tell you right now, if I was a BMW and I got penalized for that, I would definitely be filling out an appeal. The same thing if I was Miles. I'd be filing out an appeal. I'd take the hit on Pachaya if I was Miles because 100% it was his fault. But the initial incident is very, very, very debatable as the passer was not the Porsche in that incident. It was the other car. And the other car tried to pass in a horrible spot. And then you could see his wheel was turned to the left into the Porsche. That's what I love to do. I break down these incidents. That's why I have 1,500 and something hours in this game. I look at everything. I study. I brush up. I look up. I go on websites. I learn the rules. I spend a lot of time at this, and I know what I'm talking about. There's the end of the race. We'll bring the HUD back up. BB Stewart, great job. Banks, fantastic job. I don't think he had a problem. He might have had maybe a runoff or something. I don't think he hit anyone the entire race. I don't think he got an incident. 3 cheers for Banks. Great job. I mean, he looks like his front end is a little scuffed up, but he looks really good. Savage, really good steady race. Molesky, he had the runoff which killed him. And then that incident, if he didn't have the runoffs, then doesn't have that incident. Skelton, couple runoffs. Owens, didn't have one run off the entire race. Got hit from behind early and didn't hit anyone the entire race. Hoop J, early on, spun off track. I'm not sure if there was contact. I can't remember now. But, I mean, the spun off early, be 13th and finished 7th. Great job. Ashley, also fastest guy on the track. Great job. Well done. Had an accident, hit the barrier, and still was the fastest car on the track. Blythe, I don't even know what to say, man. Sorry. Feel bad for you. But tomorrow's another day. Got to turn the page. Homestat. Got to get back in the saddle again, you know. This is for you. Back in the saddle. There you go. Newton. Lorem was super fast. He just had some issues. He was just as fast, really, as most of the drivers. Let's see his fastest lap. 139? 137.9? Lee's 138.6. Jenks. Pachaya fought his way back to 17th out of being 14th. If he wasn't involved in that wreck, Pachaya, I think, would have got a top 10 or been in like the 11 or 12 position. Worth, great job. Both the PWS guys, glad for them. Collins, good job. Miles, tough luck. Sousa, I think we'll see Sousa being pretty fast here soon enough as soon as he gets some practice time again. He was vastly improved and vastly fast before he took ill. And I'm wishing him the very, very best. Nice. I mean, I don't really know him that well, but he seems like a nice man. Bekovac, tough luck. He could have been easily up in here somewhere. Probably in the top. As always, next week. Hope you enjoyed the Group 3 wrap-up as much as I did. Hour and a half of breakdown of incidents. Try and do this weekly. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope I featured all of you enough times. If I missed any of you, I'm sorry. Want me to download your cars? If you don't see your car, I downloaded all the cars. Just DM me your car and I'll put it in my folders. Have a great week, guys. eSeniors GT3 Group 3. If you're over 50, you're interested in joining eSeniors, just go to eSeniors GT3 Championship or type that into Google. eSeniors GT3 Championship. It will come up. You go right to their site. There's a link for Discord. There's a link for Facebook. Very easy to just follow those links and ask for help. From the Woes Control Center, thank you for viewing. Happy to have every single viewer that I could get. Thank you, good people. You're always welcome here.